Namaste. A very warm welcome to all the viewers of Sarb Akal TV Center YouTube channel. I am Vaishali Gokhale and I will be your host today for this special program. As many of you are aware that Sarb Akal Music Society of Calgary has been working passionately towards encouraging and showcasing of Indian classical music and dance. It has been a remarkable journey of over a decade now for all the cultural celebrations that Sarb Akal has organized and hosted. This year, Sarb Akal has added a new event to its cultural calendar, Raag Darbar. Raag Darbar was organized just last week and we had performing artists from across Canada as well as outside of Canada. Raag Darbar was centered around the theme Contributions of Sikh Artists to Indian Classical Music. All of us have been truly mesmerized with all the performances from various artists at the Raag Darbar event. So today we have one of the performing artists, a very exceptional and renowned sitarist, Jasdeep Singh Degun. I am truly privileged to welcome him and strike a conversation with him to delve into his musical journey. Jasdeep ji, welcome and thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Jasdeep ji, before I begin with anything, I would first want to say that the finale performance that you gave at Raag Darbar was phenomenal. You took the audience to the awe and we truly felt blessed with your sitar performance. It was extremely captivating and inspiring.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute honor and privilege to be performing here.
Sure. Jasdeep ji, so could you share with us how did your musical journey begin?
Yeah, so I come from not a musical family. So my family are from just a normal kind of Punjabi background, without much classical music in the house at all. I grew up listening to a lot of Bhangra and going to lots of weddings and things. But in my school, they had some harmonium and vocal classes. So then I was encouraged to go to that. So I put my hand up and I went. And then my two teachers, Ustad Jasdeep Singh and Srimati Gunwant Kaur, I learned from them and they really encouraged me to do music.
Okay. Yeah. So that's really motivational that coming from a non-musical family, you entered and reached this stage of your life. So that's truly inspirational. So let us talk more about your gurus. I know you have learned from various different gurus, and how did all these mentors, influence you or mold you into your musical life?
Yeah. So my first teacher, my first guru or star was Srimati Gunwant Kaur. So she was teaching me vocals when I was very young, almost like 10, 11 years old, even younger probably. And then I also learned vocals from Jayshree Sen Gupta ji, and then also Dr. Vijay Rajput as well, and then also visiting artists like Pandit Ajay Chakrabarti ji, Kaushiki Chakrabarti ji used to come to England, and so I used to take some talim from them as they came. And then I had the opportunity to do a second study, and this was in sitar. And so I started sitar when I was about 15, so very late. And my Ustad now, Ustad Jasdeep Singh ji, he is then one who took my talim forward in sitar. I've also taken some time in India to learn from Ustad Sujat Khan ji and Pandit Partho Chatterjee ji, and some other artists as well. Pandit Suresh Talwalkar ji has taken some talim from as well. But mainly my kind of main Ustad and the person who has guided me through this is Ustad Jasdeep ji, and actually it's because of his open-mindedness that he said, okay, you can take talim, you can take any information from any guru, any teacher, and that will only help shape you. because we're born in the UK, he wanted us to have as broad exposure as possible. So he was very, very happy and encouraged us to go and take talim and learn and be exposed to all this music. So it's a very, very big thing for my ustad to have that open-mindedness.
That's really, I really appreciate that, because and it's very interesting. You started with learning vocal and then moved into sitar, and I guess you learned different kinds of music and different instruments, and you then I think sitar is your all-time companion now.
Yeah.
So you have performed from very young age, and definitely you've accompanied a lot of great musicians and also played solo performances. So please share with us some of your very interesting performance or something that's really close to your heart.
Yeah, I think there's quite a couple of different performances that really struck to mind. I think my first sitar performance when I was 15 was a very, very turning moment for me. I played Raag Jog. I remember the first time I performed, and it was in the same performance as my ustad, Tarbir Uncle Ji. He also performed. So I performed first, and then another one of my friends, Surmeet, he played afterwards, and then Tarbir Uncle Ji played at the end of the concert. So that's a very, very important concert for me, because it was my first sitar performance.
Yeah, and it's an honor to perform and share the same stage with your guru.
Yeah,
I think that's really holds a very high importance.
Of course, yeah. And then from there, there's been loads. Every time I get on stage, actually, there is always something new and some really kind of inspiring moment. So, and it's every concert I do, I always feel something new and different. So, so they're the ones.
Yeah. All right. I know you experiment a lot with the music. So having the Indian classical music as base, but you also delve into the Western era, and also you are doing different kinds of projects. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So growing up in England, we had a lot of exposure to other types of music. So when I was studying in school, I would be doing harmonium and vocal and sitar and tabla. There would all be these, but there was also piano, there was also cello, there was also violin, there was also clarinet, there was all these other instruments. So all my friends who were in music, we were studying together. Even though I was playing sitar, they were playing piano or cello. We were still in the same environment. And I also studied piano and singing from the Western style when I was young as well. So I got involved in lots of different projects. Then I joined the National Youth Orchestra called Samyo, and then part of that we also played with all the other National Youth Orchestras, like the National Youth Brass Band, the National Youth Choir, the National Youth Orchestra, like the Western one. So from a very young age, I was always interacting with different musical styles, just naturally. I didn't even know it was this style, this style, this style. For me, it was just playing music and doing that. And that's really taken me up into my career now. I work as a composer as well as a sitar player. So I bring together kind of Western music and Indian classical music and Western classical music together. And even in that, it's you have to study Western music and understand how that works if you want to bring them together.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's something that I have a lot of interest in doing. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've won many different awards and accolades for all your different kinds of projects and experimentations. So anything you would like to tell our audience about the various different awards?
I mean, the awards are very nice to receive because they are kind of, it's very nice to be recognized in that way. But
it's encouraging, right?
It is encouraging, but then also you look at like the amount of hard work and discipline that goes into doing our music. It's not an easy profession. It's not an easy thing to maintain. You have to be practicing all the time, constantly thinking. Ustad Bilal Khan Sahab said, "Riyaz, riyaz, riyaz," which means practice, 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 and then soch, 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 meaning to think, to think, to think, and then that combination. So when you think about awards, that doesn't really come into the equation,
Okay.
because our music is so powerful and so great that you know these awards are, again, they're very nice, but when you think
It's a
about
small part.
it's a small part of the larger discipline that we follow, which awards doesn't have any room.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're really going for the
That's really humble of you. No, that's really humble. So I know you said even at the show, Raag Darbar show, when you performed before you started, that Indian classical music is very deep and needs a very disciplined life. So definitely you have been experimenting, learning. So this probably came as a natural to you to get molded into that disciplined life. But any kind of challenges you faced for like riyaz, you said, or if you know, like some message to our young enthusiasts who might feel that, hey, there are some, you know, like I'm not getting time to riyaz, or you know, so how do you overcome that?
Yeah, it is difficult. You know, it's I heard so many interviews of musicians, and you know, they all say you need to riyaz, but no one really tells you it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard to make time to do that. But you know, with me, it's always been the music has always pulled me.
Yeah, it's your passion.
The kitsch has come from the sitar, from the music, and that's what's I've been drawn to it, rather than me saying, okay, I'm going to do 2 hours riyaz, now I'm going to do this, and then I'll do this and do that. It's of course the music demands for you to do that riyaz, to be able to execute, to be able to have the freedom to think that you have to do the riyaz. But I would just say, you know, to any youngsters that want to get into the music, you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Don't even think. Just play, immerse yourself into the music. Listen to good artists. Listen to your guru. Listen to your teachers, and just keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going.
I think that's a very good piece of advice, that you don't want to be calculative into that aspect, but it's just your passion, and immerse yourself into the music, as you said.
Yeah.
So that's a very good piece of advice. Thank you, Jasdeep ji. So definitely, before we conclude, I would want to say that you know, it has been a pleasure to have this conversation with you, and all the experiences or the inspirations that you have shared with us will definitely help our viewers and enthusiasts who want to pursue music. So thank you for spending this time with us, and we hope that your music and your blessings keep inspiring every one of us, and we hope to see you in Calgary again soon and experience the live sitar that you played.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.